For a car dubbed White Ferrari is starting to look like it's more than just a Ferrari copy. Are you wondering how the VF22 is proving to be more than just a Ferrari copy? Hold that thought. Welcome to F1 Freaks. Let's get right into it. Haas, who finished last place in the Constructors' Championship last year, finished the first half ahead of Williams, Aston Martin, and AlphaTauri, thanks to the upgrades with this year's VF22. The car was not developed further last year as all the time was put into the car for the new technical regulations. And considering that Haas was the team that improved the car the least in the first half of the season, the team's results were impressive. So what makes the Ferrari copy stand out? They've made upgrades this season. In 5 out of 12 Grand Prix, they roll out some updates. Compared to other teams, theirs is the least improved car, which makes their performance this season all the more impressive. The team managed to achieve good results by focusing on the strengths of its well-founded car. Before the Hungarian Grand Prix, Haas made some minor updates. The first and only significant upgrade by Haas was not introduced until the 13th race of the 22-race season. It follows the fashion, as you might imagine, yet considering the shared non-aerodynamic components, it is true to state that it is more in the Ferrari's direction than others. Here's a rundown of the upgrades unveiled at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Upgrades have been supplied to the floor, and the diffuser and elements body has undergone significant changes. Additionally, the curvature and position of every floor fins have been tuned to maximize airflow. The shape of the side pod has been adjusted. The shoulder is raised so the bodywork slopes more strongly towards the back. The flank of the side pod has also been overhauled. This can already be seen from the stickers, but is much wider at the bottom. Haas says it has made detailed geometric changes to the floor edge, which is broadly similar to our existing solution. The choke and engine cover has changed with great diffusion on the top deck, and a smoother transition between the pod front and choke sidewall. An additional cooling exit around the rear suspension legs has also been installed. New cooling louvers exist as a result of the new choke shape, which the team says will cover the cooling range required for the remainder of the season. Since the barge boards and side pod wings are no longer allowed, Haas uses the bodywork to direct the airflow from the front tires. The changes to the side pod should keep the dirty air away from the car, improving the performance of the bottleneck and diffuser. What is also striking is that the central cooling opening on the shaft of the hood has been removed. As a result, the shark fin has become somewhat large. The rear suspension legs have been completely revised, and the rear brake has been redesigned at the leading edge lip, while the winglets have been changed in profile and camber. When the car was unveiled, the car was dubbed the White Ferrari. Some say that Haas has been copying designs from his direct partner Ferrari. Some have questioned whether the team has imitated the Scuderia because the side pod and floor designs, which have both been modified and now resemble those on the Ferrari. Although the side pod improvements are quite noticeable, the VF22's floor has also undergone significant revisions as the team attempts to extract more performance from a part of the vehicle where the designers have a lot of creative latitude. Although there is obviously a working relationship there already because Haas already uses some Ferrari components, such as the power unit, and has several former Ferrari engineers among their ranks. Steiner is confident that no copying laws have been broken by the design changes they have made to their car. Speaking to the press in Hungary, team boss Gunther Steiner said, when asked if he expects to be accused of copying, Steiner said, if somebody says, we copied, I will give him the same answer. What should we have copied? The Williams. No disrespect to Williams, but it's a completely different concept and they are behind us, he continued. If you copy something, you copy the best we can, and at the moment, it's Ferrari and Red Bull. We have the same engine, the same gearbox, the same suspension as the Ferrari. In that case, why would we copy someone else? Don't they win races? 1 + 1 = 2. We are not stupid, he said. But where Haas has even more cunning, especially compared to its closest rivals, because the development did not stray too far from the car's original design. Steiner responded in his characteristically direct manner and it's difficult to actually disagree with them. Can we really say it's a copy, as long as it is within the rules? It would make sense to attempt and replicate elements because Ferrari's car is fast and Haas already has a good understanding of them. There is also no reason not to believe it's not a copy. It is clearly visible, and given the close ties with Ferrari, also only logical that the designers took inspiration from Maranello. The top surface of the side pods is more similar. This has also prompted bodywork adjustments elsewhere to get the most out of the package. Haas will hope that their changes can see a performance improvement. Before deciding which course to take with its car, Steiner said his team purposefully chose to consider what the best teams had accomplished earlier in the year. There are 3 concepts out there, the Ferrari concept, the Red Bull concept, and the Mercedes concept, he said. We are close to Ferrari, so obviously we're going to see what Ferrari has done and copy that one. But it takes time because we had to launch the car and race, and then we had to go into the wind tunnel to do testing, looking at that car. According to Steiner, the team's successful start to the campaign had also provided it breathing room to decide its course of action carefully. "I think we are in a good place for where we are supposed to be," he said. "We didn't expect to come out this strong in the beginning, so we said let's try to gain as much as possible and let's look at what is out there and try to see which direction we can go, looking at them." It also seems that Haas may have been even more shrewd, especially compared to its closest rivals, because its development hasn't strayed too far from its origins. While this is going on, teams like Aston Martin and Williams, who were following Red Bull's lead, have entirely altered their design concepts rather than enhancing and perfecting the ones they had at the start of the season. Unlike other teams on the grid, Haas has waited until later in the season to bring updates to their car. Steiner admits that there were reasons behind the squad's decision to do this. "We took a little bit longer," he explained. "We wanted to make sure everything that we put on the car is also working with the setup of the car. We are not bringing something which we cannot use, because we cannot change the setup to where that stuff works. It is part of that we took a little bit longer. We were a little bit more careful." Steiner also acknowledges that the team's ups and downs in recent years may have made them a little more cautious. "In 18, we had a good year. We brought developments, they worked, and you move on," he added. "Obviously, we got a little scared in 19. Then in 20, we didn't do any upgrades, and the same in 21. So now we decide to just take it slow and do it as best as we can do to make sure that we are not back to 19, that we are ending up in Abu Dhabi with the same car we had in Bahrain this year." The new upgraded car was used on Kevin McNasson's car at the Hungarian, though due to a lack of parts and his advantage over Mick Schumacher in the standings, we hope to see both drives using the newly upgraded car in the second half of the season. We have reasons to believe their performance will keep improving. YouTube is now recommending a related video for you. Before you go though, let us know what you think about Haas's new upgrades and the white Ferrari claims. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell icon to get notifications on F1 updates like this. See you next time.